That ultra fancy camera you just dropped a small fortune on, hate to break it to you, but it's not a golden ticket to YouTube fame. If you don't match your gear to your actual needs, you're basically lighting cash on fire. Most of those mind-blowing camera features you hear about, pure marketing magic. But don't sweat it. I've got a simple, battle-tested game plan that makes picking the right camera easy on your brain and your wallet. Today, I'm counting down my top 5 cameras for 2025, everything from budget-friendly champs to pro-level beasts. And yep, there is a secret sleeper in here that almost no one else is talking about. See if you can spot it before I call it out. All set? Let's dive in and get you rolling. First up is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Picture a thumb-sized camera with a flip-out screen that shoots buttery smooth 4K because the lens rides on a tiny mechanical gimbal. No shaky cam nightmares here. But here's the fine print. Shoot more than an hour straight and you will be hunting for a charger. The battery's lightweight champ that gets winded fast. Same deal with the built-in mic. It's fine for TikTok, but if you care about sound, clip on a laugh and thank me later. Its killer feature is pure portability. It literally lives in your jeans pocket. The trade-off, forget dreamy background blur or low light magic. The sensor's just too small. Pocket 3 is perfect for travel vloggers and anyone filming on the run, but for studio setups, look elsewhere. One more quirk, the body gets noticeably warm when you are hammering it. Not a deal breaker, just enough to make you go, oh, that's toasty. I lucked this thing through Turkey last year. First 2 days, bliss. Whip it out, press record, then sunrise in Cappadocia, -5 Celsius, balloon launch, epic shot, and the camera taps out. Cold drains the battery like a vampire. I'm shoving it inside my jacket, trying to resuscitate it. Fast forward to Antalya, street concert, drums are booming, and the onboard mic is clipping harder than a coupon fanatic, because genius here forgot the laugh. These days, Pocket 3 is my just-in-case cam. Head into a cafe, toss it in the bag, spot something cool on the street, ready in seconds. Big deal shots though, I bring the heavy artillery. Fun fact, I dropped it on rocks in the mountains. It survived with one heroic scratch. Battle scars, baby. Pro tip, if you're new, don't overcomplicate your life. Grab your footage and cut it fast in Movavi Video Editor, part of the Movavi Suite bundle. It's drag and drop simple, even records your screen for tutorial overlays. My workflow is literally shoot, edit, upload. Zero tech headaches. Hit the link in the description, snag Movavi Suite, and you will unlock every effect free for 7 days. Limited time deal, so move quick before it vanishes like yesterday's algorithm hack. Next on the list is the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II. Camera that totally broke my heart, yet I can't quit it. Remember back in 2023 when every creator on the planet swore the first gen ZV-E10 was the starter cam? So I grabbed the shiny new Mark II, imagine pure vlogging bliss. Reality check, I'm filming a headphone review, cam's on, tripod, 4K 30 FPS rolling, and boom. 20 minutes in, overheats and shuts down like it just ran a marathon in July. Cue me sprinting to the window, parking it on the sill in -10 Celsius, and waiting 15 awkward minutes for it to chill out. Literally. Not my proudest behind the scenes moment. Here's the twist. I still shoot 80% of my videos with it. When the ZV-E10 II behaves, the footage looks like I spent $2,000, not 2 mortgage payments. I track in autofocus, locks on, even if I'm bobbing around like I'm dodging spoilers. Colors are so clean, I often skip color grading altogether. Huge time saver. So, the verdict. In a temperature-controlled studio, it's a rock star. Out in the summer run, it's a drama queen. Pick your battles. If you grab one, do yourself a favor and snag a prime lens. My ride or die is the Sigma 16mm f1.4. The basic kit lens will have you question your life choices faster than an algorithm update. That's the love-hate saga of the ZV-E10 Mark II. Proceed with caution, but if you tame it, the payoff is sweet. Rolling right along, let's talk about the Canon G7X Mark III. Throwback to 2019 when every other creator was rocking one. Guess what? It's still going strong in 2025. And for good reason. This thing is the definition of a daily driver workhorse. The 1-inch sensor pulls away more detail than any phone, especially once the lights dip and your smartphone turns into a watercolor painter. The built-in 24 to 100mm zoom is clutch. Shoot a wide establishing shot, punch in for that crispy macro of your latte art, never swap glass, and the 180-degree flip-up touchscreen, perfect selfie monitor. Tap the screen, check your framing, keep the narcissism alive, no judgment. Specs check, 4K at 30 FPS, 1080p up to 120 FPS for those buttery smooth slow-mos, plus sneaky built-in ND filter. Yeah, a real ND in the Pocket Cam, so you can rock f1.8 in full sun without nuking your highlights like a tourist at noon in Vegas. Downsides, autofocus sometimes zones out for a split second like it's trying to remember where it left its AirPods, and the battery quits after about an hour of heavy rolling. Trade-offs, people. On the bright side, it weighs a feather light 304 grams and slips into jacket pocket easier than a board and pass. Use cases, vlogs, run-and-gun interviews, travel diaries, anything where you need great skin tones and zero fuss. Canon color science still treats your face like royalty, and yes, there is a 3.5mm jack, so plug in shotgun or lav, and your audio jumps from bathroom reverb to podcast pro. Pro tip: dig into the hidden stereo mic setting. It lets you kill the internal mics the instant you attach an external one, saving you from menu driving while your collab guest is already mid-rant. Tiny feature, massive sanity saver. Bottom line, if you need a pocket camera that feels like a Swiss Army knife and still flexes killer colors, the G7X Mark III is the old school legend that refuses to retire. Next up, the Fujifilm XS10. Proof that a palm-sized body can punch way above its weight class. Picture me caught in a full-on downpour, water streaming down the grip, and this thing just keeps rolling like it's chilling under a spa shower. An hour later, my fingers are frozen, the cam's still living its best life. How does it pull that off? Rock solid in-body stabilization that outperforms some full-frame rigs, whole menu of interchangeable lenses, slap on a portrait prime or a crazy ultra-wide, and those legendary Fuji colors photographers would legit trade a kidney for. For creators, it's ridiculously friendly. The flip-out screen lets you frame from any weird angle. Uncropped 4K is rare at this price. An F-Log gives you a raw video file jam-packed with detail. I once rescued a clip where my face was in shadow and the ocean behind me was nuclear white. Pull the exposure back in F-Log, crisis averted, no reshoot. Files are heavier, sure, but totally worth the wiggle room. Downside, autofocus has the attention span of a golden retriever. Simple scene, nailed. Busy background, suddenly it's plain hide and seek. I tested on cats. 10 clips, 2 are slightly soft, accepted, move on. Who's it for? Anyone bouncing between indoor setups and street shoots, travelers craving the cinematic vibe straight out of the camera, and basically anyone who wants pro-looking footage without pro-level headaches. It weighs about 465 grams, roughly a pound, so your shoulders will thank you halfway through the hike. Looks humble, delivers footage that makes your subs think you rented something Hollywood grade. When I edit the footage from this camera, I actually dial sharpness down 10 to 15% in Movavi. 2 clicks, instant creamy Fuji softness. Heads up if you buy one. Grab a spare battery. The stock pack drains faster than a toddler's juice box, especially in video mode. Minor hassle, major payoff. Because once you see those Fuji colors in motion, you will wonder how such a tiny toy can look so cinematic. Alright, time for the final boss, Sony FX3. Did you know the 2023 sci-fi flick The Creator were shot on this very camera? The studio had an $80 million budget and could have grabbed any rig in Hollywood, yet they chose the FX3. Here's the magic behind that flex. First, you are getting true cinema-grade full-frame sensor that pumps out uncropped 4K at 120 FPS with color science straight off Sony's movie cameras. Low light, we're talking ISO 400,000, basically night vision goggles for filmmakers. There's a built-in fan so you can record for hours without the meltdown drama that plagues other bodies, and the ports are pure pro. Dual XLRs for mics, full-size HDMI, the works. Is that overkill for YouTube? Absolutely. Unless your channel lives on pristine, noise-free shadows, midnight documentaries, or branded shoots that need Hollywood polish, then it's a lifesaver. The catch: price. The body alone is about $3.2 grand, and that's before lenses, audio gear, or lights join the shopping cart. So, who's it for? Full-time creators who monetize hard, freelancers juggling client gigs, and perfectionists who treat good enough like a dirty word. The FX3 is built-in future-proofing. When your channel scales into a proper studio, the camera won't be the bottleneck. But let's be real, 95% of vloggers don't need this beast. It's one of those your gear is cooler than you are situations. If money's tight, snag a Sony ZV-E1 and some decent lights, same full-frame look and color mojo for roughly $2,000. Plus autofocus and stabilization that crush most cams in its class, perfect for solo shooters. It's only about £1, and honestly, 8 out of 10 viewers won't see the difference between a well-lit ZV-E1 clip and FX3 footage. So let's do a quick recap. DJI Pocket 3. Grab it if you want a studio in your jeans pocket for travel vlogs and vertical stories. Just remember, the audio's meh, and the autofocus has commitment issues. Great sidekick, not a main camera for big projects. Sony ZV-E10 Mark II, hands down, the best bang for your buck. Looks like a $200,000 rig, but keep a fan handy. She overheats. Still, the starter cam I'd hand to any new creator. Canon G7X Mark III, the OG pocket legend. You still get those classic Canon skin tones, but the autofocus is basically running Windows 95. Perfect for on-the-go vloggers who value color over cutting-edge tech. Fujifilm XS10, for the artsy crowd chasing that straight-out-of-the-camera cinematic vibe. Swappable lenses, built-in stab, but you'll spar with autofocus like it's a boss level. Sony FX3, full-blown pro weapon, $300,000 price tag. Worth it only if your channel pays the bills or you're cooking up festival-ready films. Bottom line, don't fall for gear FOMO. The best camera is the one you actually carry. A lonely FX3 gathering dust is way less useful than a Pocket 3 that's always in your hoodie. And remember, half your quality is lighting and sound. Nail those, and you can shoot a viral banger on a phone. So, which cam stole your heart? Drop your pick in the comments. I read every single one. And whatever you choose, polish those clips fast in Movavi. Links below for a free 7-day all effects pass. Catch you in the next upload. Arthur out. Bye.